Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Duncan Deaeth. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi volunteers visit Taimali, Taitung, distributing folding beds to typhoon victims. Villagers in Myanmar's Taikki Township hold a prayer service ahead of rice planting. In Taiwan, Tzu Chi Mobile Clinic continues to serve residents of the Chianan Plain after 14 years of operation. In Taimali, Taitung, which was devastated by the recent typhoon, Tzu Chi volunteers discovered that many residents have been sleeping on the ground. Volunteers and Tzu Chings visited Xianglan and Meihe villages to distribute jingsi folding beds and blankets, hoping to improve the living quality of typhoon survivors.
The volunteers travel for half an hour from Taitung City to Taimali, where many residents are waiting for help. Some people are very nervous.
It's very comfortable. It's fine. Very advanced.
The elderly no longer has to sleep on the ground because his mattress has been soaked after the recent typhoon. Meanwhile, in Meihe village, the owner of an 80-year-old traditional house is upset by the typhoon damage.
There's nothing we could do since it flew up.
He's now staying in the sheet metal house nearby.
I sleep here. I can sit and sleep on it. Visitors can also sit on it if they come to care for me. So I must say thank you.
The jingsi folding beds will help the typhoon victims rest better as they face the challenges ahead.
The recent typhoon devastated National Taitung University-affiliated Physical Education Senior High School. In response, over 200 people, including Tzu Chi volunteers, residents, military personnel, and Kwanchan Tzu Chi Hospital staff members, came to help clean up the campus. Let's take a look.
We are here at National Taitung University-affiliated Physical Education Senior High School. After 4 days cleanup, the campus has almost been restored. Despite the heat, the volunteers have come to clean up the debris in different corners of the campus. This senior high school, covering around 33 hectares, was devastated by the recent typhoon. Many areas have been damaged, including the trees, the arched scaffolding of the gym, and the rooftop of the swimming pool. Fortunately, many kind-hearted people, including Tzu Chi volunteers, students, and residents from other villages and townships, have come to help clean up the campus.
It is summer vacation right now and I have nothing to do, so I came here to help.
As a typhoon victim myself, when I see other people suffering from damages, I also want to help them.
I come here to help clean up the debris. I want to help others.
Because the children are going to begin their training session tomorrow, we hope to complete cleaning up the places and facilities that children will use today.
Many trees have fallen down and there are no equipment and machines to move them. Fortunately, the medical team from Guanshan Tzu Chi Hospital figured out a way to move the trees quickly.
The fallen trees are too heavy to move, so we need to cut them into segments. We learned to use the chainsaw because we need to trim some trees in our hospital at times.
Despite the heat, volunteers from all walks of life work together to help restore the campus to its former glory.
Cambodia's Not Trom village near the capital's Bong Tum Pun Lake experienced an electrical fire on June 28th. A total of 33 buildings were burned, affecting 65 households. Most were renters and now need to find a new place to stay. Tzu Chi volunteers surveyed the fire damage and, after learning what supplies were needed, delivered relief the next day.
A faulty electrical wire caused this fire at 2:45 on June 28th. It caused the entire Thnat Trom village, which included 33 houses and a total of 65 households, to be affected. The fire led 253 people to be homeless. Affected residents picked up their few remaining possessions and began living underneath canvas tents as temporary shelter. Tzu Chi volunteers visited the fire disaster area the next day. They learned that other charities were helping and quickly tried to ascertain what supplies were needed. Later, they prepared aid items for 65 households, with the distribution witnessed by Minchi District Chief and other municipal officials, as well as local youth groups. The affected families mostly live a subsistence living as they are migrants. After the fire, they may not be able to rent property. Despite being skilled workers, may not be able to find immediate work.
I can no longer do embroidery because there's no electricity and power. Now there's nothing and no power, so I can't continue working.
Tzu Chi volunteers visited several families to further understand their situation. Although the victims' situation is currently quite dire, they are receiving aid and compassion from all walks of life, which is inspiring them not to lose hope.
In July and August of last year, heavy rains led to devastating floods in Myanmar, including Taikkkyi Township. Fortunately, Tzu Chi volunteers distributed rice seeds to farmers to help them replant their fields. Before planting this year, farmers invited Tzu Chi volunteers to a prayer service. Let's take a look.
It's the rainy season in Myanmar, with black clouds gathering overhead. Tzu Chi volunteers are taking a boat to Taikkkyi Township. As soon as the volunteers arrive, residents on the bank warmly welcome them. Last year, heavy rains led to the overflowing of Lang River, flooding 8 villages and damaging the paddies. Even after 1 year, watermarks caused by the flood can still be seen on the wall.
Last year's overflowing of the river caused the water level to rise here. All the paddies in this region were flooded. We could not harvest and save the crops in time.
To help farmers recultivate their paddies, Tzu Chi volunteers carry out rice seeds distributions. With the volunteers' help, the farmers had a great harvest last year. With the approach of planting season, the residents are worried about another flood. To ease their minds, Tzu Chi volunteers have come here to hold a prayer service for them.
I like to pray that our country's agriculture will no longer be infested with insect pests. I hope the weather will be favorable and everything will go smoothly.
More than 180 residents are gathering to pray for the prosperity of the country with sincere piety.
Volunteers from the Tzu Chi Philippines chapter recently visited impoverished families living near a landfill in Manila with aid supplies. Seeing that many residents scavenge from the landfill for a living, Tzu Chi hopes to bring care and compassion to help them improve their living conditions.
People choose to live where their needs are met. These families live near the large landfill in Manila. They look for daily supplies and food right here.
Most of the time, we only eat once per day. We have breakfast in the morning and we go to sleep at night with empty stomachs. Sometimes I cannot help crying when my children ask me for food, but I have nothing to give them.
Vilma Lopez's husband abandoned her and their 7 children 3 years ago. As a mother, she tries her best to scavenge for the family, even though she has asthma. Fortunately, Tzu Chi volunteers have been caring for them since 2015. After this 36-year-old woman's husband lost his job as a delivery worker, her family was forced to scavenge to make ends meet. The unsanitary environment of the landfill makes them suffer from skin and lung problems.
Magandang balita po yung nakuha po ako ng Tzu Chi. Malaking bagay po sa amin na nabigyan po kami ng.
It's great news that the Tzu Chi Foundation chose to help us. The rice we received every month is a great help for our family. I no longer worry about rice money. My husband's income would go to daily necessities and to allow our children to go to school.
Yung kita po namin, hindi ko na po binibili ng bigas, kundi ulam na lang po at saka baon ng mga anak ko.
Some of these poor families living near the landfill no longer worry about buying rice after Tzu Chi's assistance, such as this elderly couple who only wishes for their health.
My only prayer is for God to give me a healthy body so I can keep scavenging and selling pillows. This way I can continue to take care of my grandson.
It seems some of these families have no choice but to live near a trash dump. As a result, Tzu Chi volunteers conduct home visits to distribute rice to them and help them in any way possible.
The Chianan Plain is the most important food-producing area in Taiwan. However, farmers there tend to ignore their health, which leads mortality rates and cancer rates to be higher than other areas. To help with this problem, Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital started a mobile clinic 14 years ago to help local farmers in over 20 towns and villages, and also teach preventative health care. Since then, the clinic has discovered 200 early cases of cancer, potentially saving lives.
62-year-old Uli Bihua is very busy with farm work every day, so she feels doing health examinations is a waste of time. One day, she went to the mobile clinic van of Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital when he came to her community and discovered she had an early stage of breast cancer.
I hardly ever went to see the doctor. The doctor told me it was calcification, and he had to do a surgery to find out whether it was good or bad. 1 week after the surgery, I went to see him, and he said it was carcinoma in situ.
This mobile clinic van travels to 22 towns in Yunnan and Jiayi counties 2 to 3 days a week to hold medical checkups. And after 14 years, the medical van has examined over 94,000 people times for farmers, as they cannot see the doctors easily.
The area of Jiayi alone is pretty big, so it was very difficult for the folks to learn about health education and preventative health care. We feel we can go to them and teach them.
After the examinations are over, the medical van will send the examination reports to the town's residents. If the report shows any problem, the hospital will arrange the person to receive treatment at the hospital and do the follow-up.
The patient will make an appointment with our doctor, and then we will drive the patient to our hospital and treat his or her problem.
Among the 94,000 clinic visits, the medical van discovered 4,379 patients with precancerous lesions. 221 of them were confirmed to have cancer. 90% of them returned to the hospital for more treatment. This shows that Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital is playing an important role in protecting the health of local people.
In Perak of Malaysia, a Tzu Chi care recipient suffers physical disabilities related to a childhood fever. While she can only move her head and one finger, she works hard to support her family of 4 with her computer skills. In addition, she has adopted a child, paying forward the love she has received from others. Tzu Chi volunteers are proud of her accomplishments and thankful for her compassion.
Since I was born into this loving family, I am grateful for everything I have. Although everything may seem quite ordinary to others, we are all full of love.
Cherishing what she has, Safida is strong despite the fact that she can only move her head and one finger. Doing word processing work on the computer with just one finger, Safida works 15 hours a day to support her family of 4.
I'm comforted to see that she is so strong and working hard to fulfill her responsibilities aside from caring for her parents. She is stronger and more responsible than many able-bodied people.
Tzu Chi volunteers who visit this family often are deeply touched by Safida's optimism. After years of companionship shared with volunteers, Safida has become a Tzu Chi donating member, and her father also empathizes with other less fortunate people.
I feel very happy thinking about the volunteers who visit us often. We should also help others regardless of ethnicity.
Her father and mother taught the child with an open mind, so the family is filled with love. This love cannot be found in many other families. They are willing to sacrifice for each other.
Safida, who grew up in this loving family, has also adopted a child to pass the love forward. Her family and volunteers all feel proud of her, seeing how she overcomes setbacks to help other less fortunate people.
In the U.S., Tzu Chi's Northern California chapter held a summer camp for young volunteers at a Jingsi Books and Cafe. Although the camp is only a week, the classes are diverse with physical education, entertainment, and even leadership courses. The program strives to cultivate the good character of these young minds. Let's take a look.
那你到底是哪一种龙呢？
我是保利龙。
It's summer vacation, and these children are learning not with textbooks, but rather through watching a play that encourages environmental protection. Tzu Chi's Northern California volunteers are holding a summer camp for young volunteers at the Jingsi Books and Cafe, teaching them to care for the environment and work as a team. This camp satisfies their parents' goals as well.
My goal is to have my children learn a little more Chinese and also receive Tzu Chi's teachings, like how to be a good child, how to look after Earth, how to protect this planet's resources. I think learning this is essential.
This one-week camp is for children ages 5 to 12 with courses that emphasize the importance of love and compassion. The children have improved in their manners when interacting with others, as well as their efficiency in completing a task.
My child even mentioned the Jingsi aphorism, speak kind words, think good thoughts. This is what I think is so great about Tzu Chi Summer Camp. They teach children about compassion, which is something that they don't teach in schools here.
Enjoying a happy summer is every child's dream, and Tzu Chi's summer camp has made the summer more fulfilling for the families.
After Tzu Chi's New Jersey chapter held its annual 3-day children's camp, the children showed their parents what they learned, ranging from handicrafts to basic etiquette. Despite only being apart from their children for 3 days, parents say they can see a transformation.
The table is full of handicrafts made from recycled materials. Later, children present their parents with handmade cards expressing their gratitude. Even though the children have only been at Tzu Chi's Happy Healthy Camp for 3 days, parents have noticed a distinct change in behavior.
Bow and greet each other.
The children went on stage to demonstrate their social etiquette skills.
Well, the main thing is to have fun, but you also need to learn how to be responsible and act as a responsible boy.
很快乐，因为我有很多朋友。
这个 program 很好玩。
Whether it be expressed through Chinese or English, there's a common respect for gratuity and love. Parents who attended the Happy Healthy Camp for the first time were impressed and expressed interest in coming again.
I love the teaching of our students of gratitude and respect and compassion. And I also really love the respect for the environment, which I think is so very important.
Wish it was longer. Maybe next year you can have 1 week. I know it's a lot of work for everyone, for the volunteers.
Like the parents, everyone looked forward to the time when the camp could be extended. Tzu Chi believes that with their guidance, children will grow and mature into caring individuals.
In celebration of Canada's birthday, the 71st annual Steveston Salmon Festival was held in Richmond. The Richmond city government invited Tzu Chi volunteers to participate in the festival. The volunteers put on an environmental advocacy display, hoping to encourage people to recycle. Let's take a look.
In honor of Canada's birthday, the city of Richmond is holding their 71st annual Steveston Salmon Festival. Tzu Chi was first invited to this festival in 2008 at the request of the municipal city government. Starting in 2010, they began setting up recycling bins at the festival site in hopes of encouraging the public to start sorting their waste and recycling.
Thank you very much. Plastic, yeah, thank you. My pleasure. Thank you. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See you. Phenomenal.
Many people take advantage of the event to thank the volunteers, including the mayor of Richmond. Meanwhile, the volunteers continue to practice what they preach by picking up trash, inspiring others to protect the environment.
Segentin is a small Malaysian fishing village near the Strait of Malacca. It has only 100 families living there. Because no garbage trucks go there, the villagers always throw the garbage in the sea. In 2010, Tzu Chi volunteers set up a recycling spot near a local school once a month. On the school's Parents' Day, the school also invited the volunteers to promote recycling and encourage charitable giving.
好辛苦，好累，好热哦。
In this stage show, the mountains of garbage and sea garbage makes the earth sick. The elderly are very concerned.
The village is very dirty because the garbage is thrown to the sea, so we must change. We can't litter anymore.
Segentin is a small fishing village near the Strait of Malacca. No garbage trucks come to the village, so the garbage is a major problem. Tzu Chi has set up a recycling spot next to this Chinese school, and the school asked Tzu Chi volunteers to promote recycling on the Parents' Day. Teachers and students go to the stage to do a skit on recycling.
We won't throw garbage into the sea anymore, and we will separate garbage from recyclables. Then our village will become more beautiful.
The villagers respond by saving coins every day to help needy people.
I'll eat less snacks and drink less soda. Then I can save money and put it in the coin bank.
I'm willing to take one coin bank because I want to help people in need, and I will save 50 cents a day to do it.
Nurturing the villagers to do good deeds will turn the village into a beautiful place.
At the end of the program today, we'll take a look at how elementary schoolers from Tzu Chi's affiliated elementary school are spending their summer break. Some students are taking a 2-week trip to Korea to learn about Korean culture. During the trip, they stopped by Korea's largest educational TV station, EBS. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.